The Galactic Military Academy's training grounds fell silent as General Zexthar approached the human cadets. His crystalline exoskeleton caught the artificial sunlight, casting rainbow patterns across the metal floor. At 8 feet tall with 4 muscular arms, the Vorthak general commanded respect from every species in the known galaxy, except apparently the humans. Jackson stood at attention beside his companion, a sleek black creature that resembled a cross between Earth's extinct wolves and something far more dangerous. The beast's intelligent yellow eyes tracked the general's movement, muscles coiled beneath its midnight fur. Emma, standing in the formation nearby, watched nervously as their commanding officer approached. "Cadet Morrison," General Zexthar's voice rumbled through his translator implant. "What is this thing?" "Sir, this is Rex, my bonded companion," Jackson replied, his voice steady despite the tension crackling through the air. All documentation was submitted per Regulation 47C. The general's 4 eyes narrowed. In his 3 centuries of military service, he had encountered thousands of species, cataloged their strengths and weaknesses, understood their biological imperatives. But humans remained an enigma. They bonded with creatures that should terrify them, turned predators into protectors, and somehow made it work. "I am familiar with your species' peculiar attachments," Zexthar said, extending one of his lower arms toward Rex. "But on my training ground, all creatures must demonstrate." Rex's growl cut through the air like a plasma blade. The sound started low, building to something primal that made even the Vorthak general's battle-hardened nerves sing with ancient warnings. Every cadet on the field froze. "Rex, easy," Jackson murmured, not moving from his position but somehow conveying calm authority. The wolf creature's growl subsided to a barely audible rumble, but his eyes never left the general's outstretched hand. Emma stepped forward, her diplomatic training kicking in. "Sir, perhaps I could explain the bonding process." "I need no explanations from cadets," Zexthar snapped. But there was something in his tone, curiosity, perhaps even respect. He had seen fear in a million eyes across 1,000 battlefields, but Jackson showed none. The boy simply stood there, confident in his companion's judgment and his own ability to control what others might consider uncontrollable. The general's hand moved closer. Rex's lips pulled back, revealing teeth that could shear through Vorthak battle armor. The warning was clear, primal, and absolute. "Interesting," Zexthar mused, studying the dynamic between human and beast. "Your creature shows remarkable restraint." "Rex isn't my creature, sir," Jackson replied, his voice respectful but firm. "He's my partner." "The difference matters." Something flickered in the general's primary eyes. Amusement, perhaps. "Indeed, and what makes you think this partner poses no threat to my other cadets?" Emma felt her heart racing. This was going wrong fast, but Jackson remained calm, seeming to communicate with Rex through micro-expressions and subtle shifts in posture that she was only beginning to understand after months of training together. "Because he understands the pack structure, sir," Jackson explained. "You're not part of our pack, so he's warning you. But he knows the other cadets are under my protection. He'd die before harming them." Rex's tail gave the slightest wag at Jackson's words, though his gaze remained locked on the general's approaching hand. "Your protection?" Zexthar's laugh was like grinding glass. "Boy, I have personally eliminated threats that could vaporize your entire planet. What protection could you possibly offer?" Jackson's expression didn't change. "The same protection Rex offers me, sir. Absolute loyalty, complete understanding, and the willingness to face anything together." The general's hand was inches from Rex's muzzle now. The wolf creature had gone completely still, every muscle fiber taut as a bowstring. Emma could see other cadets backing away, their various species' survival instincts screaming warnings. "Touch him if you want, sir," Jackson said quietly. "But I'm telling you now, he'll interpret it as a threat. And if he does, I won't be able to control what happens next." "Is that a warning, Cadet?" "Yes, sir, it is." The silence stretched like a held breath. General Zexthar studied Jackson's face, searching for the fear, the submission, the break in confidence that he expected from every subordinate. He found none. Instead, he found something that reminded him of his own species' legendary bonding rituals: complete trust, mutual understanding, and a partnership forged in absolute certainty. Slowly, the general withdrew his hand. "Remarkable," he said, his tone shifting to something approaching respect. In 3 centuries, I have never seen such a coordination between species with no evolutionary connection. Rex relaxed slightly, though his attention remained focused on the general. How? Zexthar asked, genuine curiosity replacing his earlier antagonism. How does your species accomplish this? Jackson smiled for the first time since the encounter began. We don't try to dominate them, sir. We try to understand them. And sometimes, if we're really lucky, they understand us back. Emma exhaled slowly as the general nodded, something like approval in his crystalline features. Very well, Cadet Morrison. Your partner may remain. But understand this. Zexthar's voice carried the weight of absolute authority. Should your Rex ever truly lose control, the consequences will be severe. Understood, sir, Jackson replied. But respectfully, Rex doesn't lose control. He makes choices, and he chooses to trust my judgment, just as I trust his. As the general moved away to address other cadets, Emma stepped closer to Jackson. That was terrifying, she whispered. Jackson scratched Rex behind the ears, earning a contented rumble. That was just Tuesday morning for us. The wolf creature's tail wagged once, and Emma realized she was witnessing something remarkable. Not just the bond between human and animal, but the moment an alien general learned that sometimes the most dangerous predator in the galaxy wasn't the one with the biggest teeth or the strongest armor. Sometimes it was the one with the deepest loyalty.